Before I start the video, I have to tell you that I have opened memberships for the channel. Become a member or don't, I'll still love you. But yeah, hello gamers and welcome back to another video. So have you ever wondered if the HBAR is better than the HAMR, or if the HAMR is better than the HBAR? If you have, you're in the same boat as me, so that's why I'm doing a video about it. So we're gonna talk about what the respective guns do compared to each other, starting with the HAMR. The HAMR has slightly worse CQC damage with a damage of 32, which means it can't free kill limp in CQC. The HAMR has 8 more bullets in a magazine with a size of 50. It has a torso multiplier of 1.1, same as the HBAR. It has a better max damage range, but worse minimum damage range, with a damage range of 110 to 180, which means it can free kill torso up to roughly 120 studs because of the fact that it has a 1.1 torso multiplier. It has the same fire rate as the HBAR, slightly worse reload speed, but 8 bullets is still 8 bullets, since you have slightly slower reload speed, but you reload more bullets, so, you know, it's more bullets per millisecond, I guess. Has worse recoil than the HBAR, which is a pretty big con. And at last, it has worse use of the muzzle booster, which plays a big part of the HBAR's effectiveness. And the setup that I use for the HAMR is a reflex sight, compensator, stubby grip, and blue laser. I would not recommend using muzzle booster. It seems like a pretty good gun, right? Let's get on to the HBAR. The HBAR has better CQC damage, with a damage of 35, which gives it the ability to free kill in CQC to the limbs, but only up to about 35 studs. Less bullets in a magazine than the HAMR, 1.1 times torso multiplier, worse max damage range but better minimum damage range, with a damage range of 30 to 190. Which means it can free kill torso up to roughly 80 studs, which is a pretty big jump back from the HAMR. It has the same fire rate as the HAMR, slightly faster reload speed, but less bullets in a magazine, so it's still less bullets per millisecond. Basically laser recoil, and has the use of an attachment known as muzzle booster, which still has its very low recoil, but high fire rate, very effective at every range basically. So which is better, may you ask? Well, I would say that the HBAR is better, because of the fact that its recoil really just trashes on the HAMR, while the HAMR still has very low recoil. It seems very weird, right? If a gun has low recoil, that it can laser people from very far ranges, but another gun has way lower recoil than low recoil. It shouldn't be big enough a difference, but its recoil is just so much better than a HAMR. And when you put a muzzle booster on it, you basically get still better recoil than a HAMR with a compensator, and it has higher fire rate and can do basically the same at every range. And sure, it reloads less bullets per millisecond, but the thing is, if you reload faster, well, you have reloaded quicker than a HAMR, then you will be able to shoot earlier, which means you will be able to kill them earlier, which is better, I guess. But yeah, in the end, the HBAR is just slightly better than the HAMR in most things. CQC damage, recoil, reload speed, stuff like that. But the HAMR is still not a bad gun. It has slightly worse handling than the HBAR, but it's still an amazing gun, since it can still free hit kill torso up to 120 studs, which is very far, alright? But the conclusion is that the HBAR is better than the HAMR. So yeah. Oh, and I gotta thank the only membership member Patreon for being a patron to my channel, which is a VAR. So yeah, if you also wanna be here, become a baller V2. If you enjoyed the video, buy my merch, even if you don't have any, and I'll catch you in the next one. See ya.